Everybody, it is Monday, August 4th. Welcome to Scouting the League. If you hear a little bit of buzz behind me, it is because we are live from the Renaissance Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee at the 2025 Recruiting and Personnel Symposium presented by Teamworks. Just got done with a couple really good sessions where we got to hear from Ryan Poles, Bears GM, as well as Matt Feinstein, a VP for the Bells, as well as Bears, as well as Kirk Herbstreit. We all know Kirk from Thursday Night Football, as well as College Game Day and all he does on ESPN. If you are listening and at the symposium for the next couple of days, make sure you come find me. Come find my co-host, Neil Stratton, who is Wheels Down now, going to be around the building tonight as well. And make sure you do your fair share of networking, as that was a major thing that both Ryan and Matt talked about for the Bears, as well as Kurt talked about in his conversation with Josh Pate. Make sure you also head over, like, subscribe, and share this podcast wherever you are listening and watching, and give us a follow at Right Step ADV. Give Neil a follow at Inside the League, and give our home at Pro Football Insiders. They are at pro_FB_insiders. So what did we hear again as we kicked off? A couple awards for the symposium this year: a Legacy Award, an Impact Award, and an Executive of the Year. Patrick Sudis of North Carolina took home that Legacy Award, an award that they plan to give from here on out here at the symposium. The Impact Award, someone called the Trailblazer, Jessica Jackson at South Carolina. And Executive of the Year, no surprise, one of the creators and founders of this event, the gold standard of personnel, took home not only that award, but more importantly, the national championship last year. Mark Pantoni, GM for the Ohio State Buckeyes. We all know Mark. He has been a kind of front runner from his time in Florida, now Ohio State, continuing to do things for that Ohio State roster to make sure they are set up for success not only this year, but into the future. Ryan Poles and Matt Feinstein of the Bears then got up and really hit on a number of subjects that, some, I would say, not controversial. You get some GM answer, press conference answer, not getting real deep. But again, changes in scouting, the way he looks at the landscape of college football. Again, number one, it creates a lot of job opportunities. A lot of the roughly 700 that are here in Nashville for the symposium really have an opportunity again with some of these programs as these college personnel programs, college personnel departments continue to expand. Again, that's a positive. But again, he also hit on the rate of transfers, how to navigate that, how to create a network of scouting, and really all that has changed for the scouts. And then he talked about NIL and how is money impacting these players. And again, this is now out in front. It is wide open. I remember in Atlanta as far back as 2016, 2017, money was still a conversation. It wasn't out front the way it is now. But again, that money, with it being out front, with maybe the numbers being elevated, inflated with NIL now, again, is certainly part of the conversation when it comes to scouting these players. Matt then was asked about the information funneling process as a VP, going to ownership, going to Ryan, going to all the different levels. Again, he stressed on the over communication, something that everybody at every level, no matter where you are at, can hit on. That communication aspect is so important. Provide the information, allow others to make decisions when it's their role. But again, you've got to provide the information up front to begin with to make sure everything is where it needs to be. Back to Ryan and the expansion of that college GM role. Again, we've always had 32 GMs more or less in the NFL. We're now seeing them all over the college football landscape. And Ryan's advice was really, it starts with people. Spend time with your staff. For those college GMs that couldn't make it here, couldn't sit in and listen, Ryan hit it home. Spend time with your staff. It's still a people business. Get to know all the people that are going to be in your building working for you. Spend time with every department. And then you have to really come up with those systems and roles for responsibilities. And again, going back to that communication aspect. All these things are essential. As a GM, you cannot be everywhere all at once. You've got to delegate, but you also have to keep your fingers in every one of those areas if you're going to be successful, because at the end of the day, it all ends up coming back to you. Both Matt and Ryan were then asked about dealing with agents. Again, you have always been used to dealing with agents, good or bad, at the NFL level, whether that's contract negotiation, whether that's signing these draft picks, but now we see it at the college level. And again, their advice, their best practices. Remember, you always have a shared incentive. If you're a college personnel guy, if you're a scout, if you're a GM, and if you're an agent, you have a shared incentive for that player to have success. So, again, Ryan and Matt both talked about it. If we need to give a nudge to a college player, to a pro player in a different area, maybe it's on the field, off the field, personal life, you have a shared incentive for that player to have success. The agent oftentimes has a longer relationship than any team, scout, or personnel GM. So again, leaning on both sides to have that shared positive incentive with the player is really big. Also, stay in touch with them. Again, if the only time you're ever communicating is when it comes to contract time, conversations can be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more contentious. So stay in touch. Again, reach out, whether it's just to catch up. How's my guy doing? This is what I've heard. This is where we're going. Communication, again, always goes back to those two big things. Again, big themes throughout the night: communication, work ethic, and networking. Hit on public salaries, again, college and pro. Again, guys are getting paid. Guys are out in front. Again, always remember Ryan's big advice for GMs at the college level and the pro level. Whoever you are giving money to, that is the blueprint for what kind of program you're going to become. Make sure you are delegating those dollars to the right spots. And again, a couple little pieces here. Lean on those that have done it before. Again, as you are stepping into a new role, into a new position, there are plenty of people that have been in similar situations, maybe not exactly the same, but as we always hear, nothing new under the sun. There's probably somebody that's navigated a similar situation. Ryan called it a Mount Rushmore of those he seeks advice with. Go find them. Go have conversations with them. Matt said he's on the phone more now than he ever was before. Lean on some of those people for advice that you have trusted and that have gotten you to where you are today. And then a big thing for those aspiring scouts, aspiring personnel people out there, when it comes to hiring time, again, the first thing that both guys, as well as Kurt, talked about in his conversation with Josh was work ethic. Be detailed, be coachable, but have work ethic that is going to be unquestioned throughout the process. That is going to be the number one thing that will set you apart, keep you in a building, get you in a building, and give you a chance. Matt and Ryan both did a great job answering questions. Like I said, gave a little bit of company line when it came to some questions. They did a little Q&A with the audience, but they were awesome. Really appreciate them, and saw a number of Bear staff here with Ryan and the team. And speaking of scouts, again, as I walked through, again, at least 20 scouts and probably 15 to 20 NFL teams. This is continuing to be a hot spot for NFL scouts. So again, if you are looking for opportunities to rub elbows and it's not too late, get over here, register in the morning, get to Nashville, have the opportunity to hear from some of these scouts, meet some of these scouts, and get going. As Josh jumped in with Kirk Herbstreit, talking kind of just all things college and pro. Again, the differences in evaluating, the differences in talking them, the differences in doing games on both sides. Really good opportunity to hear Kirk talk about those, as well as the change. And Kirk acknowledged it. There are things that you want to fight for as a college football traditionalist, and there are things that you kind of just have to accept as the new ways of doing things. He hit on some of those and some of the battles that he has had. College football is changing. We talk about it here on all the time. You know what's happening. He also gave somewhat of a pipe dream solution. And again, if Kirk wants to talk about it, and he knows it's not real, it's impossible to know it's not real, and it's probably not the best solution of a full CBA, a full union for college football players. Again, all the complications that go along with that. Again, they would no longer be college athletes. They would be employees. There's no point in going to school at that point. I'm not sure how you can tie in going to class with being an employee. Again, just not sure that ultimately makes sense. But again, it's the direction it's going. Does college football end up in somewhat of a hybrid situation? Who knows? And then again, some more advice from Kirk on focus on what you're doing. And for everybody out there that is in a job, no matter if it's at the NFL, if it's at the college level, if it's not in sports. Again, focus on what you're doing. Do your job well. You will end up doing well in that, and that will lead you to new opportunities. So some great information, as well as Kirk getting up on the soapbox and defending his decision to, we'll say, rail against Indiana a little bit, whether he said it was not Indiana or was Indiana. Again, his comments were what his comments were. No taking him back. You can talk through them all you want, but again, Indiana was 11-1, and we'll leave it at that. So that is a day one wrap from the 2025 College Symposium. Like I said, I will be here. If you are listening, reach out, come and find me, come talk. Some outstanding sessions these next 2 days, as well as the social event tonight. If you are around for it, I look forward to seeing everybody there. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing this wherever you are at. Go give us a follow wherever you are at. And as we get into college camps, get into NFL training camp, more and more into preseason. I talked to one college scout's already been on the road 1 week, so it is full scouting season. There will be plenty of conversations on players. We will have some great guests coming up, as well as our conversation with Stuart Jenkins, founder of Blue Maka, who is changing the insole game at the NFL level. We'll say battling to get rid of turf toe as we know it. This is going to be outstanding conversation. We'll be live. I will have Neil here tomorrow on the podcast. So wherever you are at, keep on listening and keep on scouting.